Hello, this is Falterfire, and it's time for more Fresh Start videos. So, this video is going to be our INA first attempt. So far I have done successful runs with these three characters. So, INA is next. We haven't done any attempts with INA besides the level 1 depth 1 run that is mandatory. So the question becomes, what cards do we run? I think we want a shield stratagem. Actually, let's just start from scratch so I can walk through the cards that I'm going to add and why. A lot of them will be the same, but I wanted to talk through them. So, improvise. Tools are very important to this run, and because tools are kind of our catch-all way to solve a lot of problems. One of the big notes is that bottled ectoplasm, this tool, is going to be one of our great ways of ensuring that we have lethal damage against anything eventually. It's not going to be fast. Sometimes we'll have to spend a lot of time to get it, but once we do, it'll get us there. So we also want deft focus, which is another way to generate tools. Focus, which we will very often be able to hit. And then the question is, what else do we want? So I think we want, so Moonlit Reverie has the downside of it pops purity. And as we saw in the first run, we actually do have a decent amount of weight. We will semi-often get purity because of Mechanized Plate, which I believe is technically a silver rarity tool, so it doesn't show up here. But it is a thing that we have access to. So I think instead I'm going to go with Predict. The question is just whether or not I want two predicts. And I do want one treasure hunt. That is just a tool that goes with things. We want one hobble. Hobble is going to apply weak to enemies, which is very useful to us. So the reason to go with treasure hunt over something like over improvise is that it is often easier, especially when you're playing around a focus, to find a turn to play the treasure hunt than it is to find a turn to play the improvise. Because they will eventually draw the same amount of cards. The introspection draws the cards immediately, but it requires you to also have the mana up front in addition to the mana you need to actually play the card, and that's not always going to be easy to set up. I think we also want a shield stratagem. And for damage, I think we want a Drain Life. And for our other card, I think ideally I would want something that gives Sturdy, but yeah, there's nothing that we have that will give us Sturdy. It may just be a second Predict. So the downside to Shield Stratagem, the upside is it is a way to get tough, which we otherwise don't have source of. The downside is that it isn't a skill, and we do have the deft focuses that want us to be playing skills. But we don't have the resolute focuses that we would normally have because they just aren't unlocked by default. So that might be fine. And then, yeah, the question is, do I just want a second Predict? I think maybe. So this is going to be kind of a very slow starting deck, and we're just going to rely on eventually finding the pieces that we need. We're still spending all of our Aether on card backs because we cannot we don't get to unlock any cards as part of the way that this is set up. We will need to find a way to generate shield during the run. We can get a tool that will generate shield called the Shield Generator, this one. But aside from that, we are just going to have to hope that we can find an Arcane Aegis or similar. But I'm sure it'll be fine. We can also get any cards that are in the card pool. I do not know what the card pool looks like, although I actually can effectively see the card pool by doing this. So we do have Cleansing Shield in the card pool. We do have Arcane Silence, that's important. We have Mind Shield, and we have Cleansing Shield. So this all seems pretty good. And away we go. Okay. So I think we're going to go through events and the Forest Guardian. So the this fight could be tricky because we probably won't be able to avoid getting doomed, and we probably won't be able to wrap up the kill before we get hit by doom. But it will be fine. Start here, just see what happens. I think we want to copy the focus. All right, let's upgrade the focus. Vulnerable. All right, and yeah, so that was Inna drawing a bunch of cards because that's kind of what Inna do. All right, love to see these. Drawing a card. Alright, we can just apply that. Get tough, and then punch. See what we get out of this dash focus. Let's go and get mighty and apply vulnerable, which will help a lot with this. There are a couple more things we could potentially get that would be cool, but that is not it. Alright. Bonk. See what we get. And we can get some tough setup. See what we draw. Alright, that's kind of what I was hoping to see. So we now have a shock, so we just get to go bonk for a bunch of damage. More deft focuses, I think, is the idea. Okay. As far as comments upgrade, it's probably deft focus. I think deft focus is just incredible. Deft focus plus is just incredibly strong. And then, and all the cards we have are common, so. I'm trying to think. Escalating Onslaught is okay. But I don't think, I wouldn't want Flash Brawn. I wouldn't want either of the cards that one drops. Refresh is okay. Siphoning Blast isn't great. Electrify isn't great. Okay, so we're going to go here because I think Escalating Onslaught is, of these cards, the one we want the most. Although, this guy could potentially be a problem for us. We will see. Womp. Oh, I should have played this one. I wasn't thinking. That is going to be 23 damage. Let's just go ahead and kill you. Alright. So I have been just sequencing everything terribly. But everything's fine. Yeah, Escalating Onslaught seems okay. And then we upgrade it, and then it is a card that does stuff for us, maybe. It is a way to win longer fights. Womp doom. Let's get Focus Plus out. Burp just creating all the tools. We're definitely copying this ectoplasm. Just copy the ectoplasm twice. And then we're discarding one of those two. We've already got it ambushed out, so I think we're going to do this. Alright, we didn't get the bonus hit, but that's fine. In fact, we are now at 12 damage per turn. We are now, I believe, on pace to guaranteed get this kill before before we get doomed, which is important. This isn't actually going to work because of that purity, so let's just play that. Oop. That'll take away the purity. Vulnerable, we'll turn that on. Bonk. And then we can get tough. And this is where we probably explode. I think just copy that at this point. All right. We do get to avoid exploding too badly, though. Oh. And we win. Alright, that went very well. This is actually pretty okay, since we have... and this is actually also going to be pretty good if we are planning on the escalating onslaught strategy. I don't think I have any cuts. I think I still like to drain life as a way to heal. And the other thing is, we'll be able to draw into this with that toolkit. Great the focus, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and draw. Donk, 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 donk. Love to see it. And we're tough. And so yeah, this is just going to be kind of the Enna plan. We very, very slowly whittle down our problems until they go away. And when we can just roll a bunch of curse, it's not even that slow. I think we just want extra tough. Bonk, 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 bonk. And we have now effectively already won. Everything else doesn't matter. And we would love to find a toughen. That is not a toughen, but Cleansing Shield is also very good. Who's our boss this time? Thornberry, okay, that's fine. I think we can manage that. The lack of a toughen is annoying. I think that means that Chimera form is something we're going to have to try and go after. Left path, play as Enna. Okay, evade chance is pretty nice. 15% evade chance is enough that it should trigger enough to actually be relevant. Absolutely, are going to do that. Get mighty. Oh, we already were mighty, but we can be more mighty. We can be mightier or meteor. Party evade. Let's upgrade that. So that's just going to be damage up front, straight up damage. Draw. Hobble. Because the goal here is to get this off. I think we're going to use that there. Okay, so unfortunately we are going to be bleeding. Which... I don't want to play too many cards while bleeding, but I'm going to. Alright, that kills the front one. Let's see. So this is going to hurt us a bit, but I think it did enough damage to justify it. It's fine. Okay, this should, yeah, give us, okay, that is still not quite that kill, which is annoying. And the other annoying thing is because it got this shield, it's not dead to bandages. Or not bandages, not dead to just the bleed. You're still 2 damage off. Alright. I think we are copying this drain life. Although copying the gathered equipment also makes some sense. So you're already dead, although I think I do want to just dunk you. Okay, we want to get this shield. And then we're going to hit for a bunch. Alright, and you're down a little bit of health, but not too much. Okay, I think we want the Wall of Thorns to give us a proper shield option. And then I think we want to upgrade another deft focus. And just keep moving. So, okay. So I think we have to go through here because I think having these 2 elites is too good to pass up. Because this gives us a total of 4 elite fights, although these elite fights we might not be able to handle. The other option is we go left, and we get potentially a few shots at plated, and we can get Chimera form, which might actually be worth it. Alright. Let's draw some cards. Oh. That was that one. Let's go with that. Get the tough. Get the deft focus. Heal. Okay, I think we're actually going to copy this and then, or upgrade it and then copy it. Because I think getting a bunch of curse on you is going to actually work out great for us. To just help us kill because of that, all that plated that gets set up. Not having to deal with it is nice. And then we are going to explode, which is very annoying. Oh no, we're just going to get crazy good evades. I'm game for that. I like getting lots of good evades. Alright. Bonk. We're going to play this. I'm just going to see if we can get more mana. Okay, so now we can do that to get tough. And that seems pretty good. Bonk. Okay, so we are now arcane leaked, so we don't want to play too many cards. I don't think it's even worth playing this against that. It is worth playing that though because now you die. We explode. But we don't lose any recoverable. Alright. Ideally we find some healing. So that's a little bit of healing. And we can get another little bit of purity. Bonk. we get. Alright, bandages, perfect. And that's actually, those survives are actually completely perfect because now we win. Mystic Ritual is pretty good. We run the risk of blowing ourselves up, but, you know, no pain, no gain. Alright, let's see what we find. I was really hoping I was going to draw some mana. Hobble. There's a 2/3 chance of getting mana. Not the best mana, but it's mana. We can also ambush now. We'll probably take a little bit of damage here. Or not. We just get very lucky on the evades. Again, we have a 15% chance to evade. But we are absolutely rolling better than that. Oh, that's a little unfortunate. We're now bleeding. So we don't really want to play a ton of cards. That's worth it. And I think that's worth it. Narrowly avoiding taking damage. More weak. Lots of damage. Lots of shield. And a decent amount of top. Let's go ahead and get Wall of Thorns up. For all of the delicious shield. You also have plenty of purity, which is nice. This will get us a very expensive, but very effective, escalating onslaught. Gonna get another mighty step. Sure, more weak. Why not? Bonk. Okay. This is, I don't think, worth it. I think we'd rather just have another improvise. Because if we have another strike, then we can't guarantee that we draw the thing we want. We can't guarantee that we will draw a who's my what. So we can't really play that this fight. Let's start by drawing cards. Alright, we're definitely not playing that this turn. I think weak and curse makes sense. Improvise. Sexton. Okay. And deft focus. So we draw. I think we upgrade. Actually, I think we upgrade predict. The plated this turn doesn't actually do much for us. Alright, we can set up more tough. I think we do not actually want to use... Well, okay, now we do, I think. Because that's already upticked a little bit. Don't see anything. Decent amount of mana per turn. lot of shield. That's already the predict plus, so there's no real upgrading it. And I didn't want to upgrade any of my temporary cards, so that's why we're at here. Vulnerable. Improvise. Just gonna play all the cards. Oh, that's actually gonna do a reasonable amount of damage. Alright. Front guy is dying. Took some effort, but we got there. Get tough setup. Can keep ticking that up. Should have done that first. Let's Sextant. Hobble for next turn. Sure, we'll focus. We'll copy a focus. So we just keep playing cards. You never know when playing more cards will come in handy. Bonk. Oh no. We took damage. I don't think we want the Gathering Bolt. The Arms Race, though, does seem pretty interesting. And just upping the effect of weak is very good for us. And we'll just take the extra max mana and max HP from that. Now this is a fight where we're fine with using a Mystic Ritual. Oh, I was not paying enough attention to how many cards I could fit in my hand. And the reason I'm not playing this yet is I'm hoping to find, I was kind of hoping to find the Arms Race. Let's see what else we can find. Sure, that's also not bad. Okay, and we'll just do that. Alright. Let's draw more cards. We can go bonk, bonk, bonk. Arms Race. And do it again. Which seems like it's worth enough to justify taking some damage. Okay, I think we're actually going to copy this and then pitch those. Have a lot of mana. Just having this purity is nice. Prevent those debuffs from coming in. Although I would like purity now. Or even better, a cleansing Who's What. Alright, weak is already set up. Let's get tough set up. We're not going to bother arms racing this turn. That is some perfect timing on the mechanized plating. Will let us narrowly avoid getting shocked. I am actually going to use that here. So we pop one purity here and get attacked. Got lots of extra mana boost, which is very nice. And yeah, so far this has just been an inner run going very well. So we go. Sure, copy that. And we'll just barely have enough mana to play both. Donk, donk, donk. Sumar Purity. Unfortunately... Alright, no, it'll be fine because we'll just draw into, hopefully... Oh, it didn't actually matter which one we drew into, because even if we drew into Shield Stratagem again, we would have been tough then, so we could have gotten a hit. Chimera Form is great. Upgrade Chimera Form, so we have more consistent tough. And then I think we cut the Shield Stratagem, because even with the... That lets us pick up a different strike, usefully. I think we go for this fight, because I think we would want the powerful generation, or the other thing. You know, the other thing. The Cardamajig. The Whoozamabopper. But yeah, now, I get to just do that. Should have done that. It's fine. Eat some damage. Weak is good. It's been 1 week. Give me a second. Sorry. So I want to get this Stone Skin Bomb out, because that is going to give me value. I do want to play this, because I don't want to take a bunch of damage to the face. Nope. I was hoping to find mana, but I didn't. So we're just going to do that. Okay. Taking some damage to the face. And then... yeah, it was worth it. We're taking damage here we absolutely didn't need to take. And it's almost time for the summons to come in. Which is not my favorite thing. Yeah. Really not a fan of all that bleed. All right. We're actually playing that. And we're taking some damage. Yeah, this fight is going way worse than it should have. I got greedy on like 1 turn and then have just been hard to punish for that greed. If I recall correctly, this card gets cheaper when upgraded. Okay. But now... there we go. Yep, I will take a cornered focus. I think that this is better than... well, yeah, because we have ways to deal critical hits, so... trigger the increased effect of all cards in your hand. Yeah, that's a little bit better than nothing. And then... this fight could be a pain in the butt, but we'll see how it goes. Big thing is we just have to figure out, we just have to relatively quickly find a way to deal with this jerk. Alright. We have a full hand, which means we want to do this. And we can do that just to see what happens. That's not going to do anything, but bonk, 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 bonk. I don't actually know what. I guess that one says 10 by 4, so it's not bad. That's enough damage to be worthwhile, and we will set that up. And we have a lot of reflect here because of things, which is nice because of all these caltrops. Unfortunately, yeah, this guy is a jerk, and we just didn't find our tough quickly enough, which is absolutely a problem. Guess we'll just gotta get extra mana. Love to get other bandages, but it doesn't look like that is in. Okay, there we go. There's the bandages. That's great, because we are about to get this kill off of the reflect. And we just take the burning focus and rest. Take a temporary buff. Going in with tough is nice. And so this fight is potentially a major annoyance. We'll see how it goes. How do we get up to that much? How do we get up to 6 mana boost? We must have a temporary mana boost bonus. Managed to avoid some of the burn, which means we're taking a reasonable amount of damage here instead of an unreasonable amount, especially since we are tough. Let's see what we draw. So I'm debating upgrading this. I'm just thinking I think I could discard the rest of the hand and just have 4 purity. I think that's worth it. Purity is just pretty good in this fight. Let's upgrade that, I think. Okay, let's play that. And the question is, do we heal or do we just Chimera form? I think the answer is we Chimera form. And there's our burn problem solved. And we can heal. So we draw. Okay, I guess we are upgrading that. We have infinite mana boost. We have friends. So the front guys are kind of annoying. But what are you going to do? Answer, be sad. We're actually just going to play 2 of these. I sequenced this wrong. Right, that is kind of what I was hoping to see. And we have enough purity for this turn, at least. depth focus. More curse. Sure. More reflect. And this is the part where we get set on fire. We get set on lots of fire. Let's do that. I think we actually want to upgrade that so that we can ensure that we don't have to worry about it running out. And we can just get some plated, just to be safe. Donk, donk, donk. Donk. We'll just get a bunch of reflect. That sounds like fun. No, we're gonna copy that. All right, curse, curse, and then just all the shield. Lots of tough. Lots of reflect. And I believe we now have a win, functionally. Because this will... Alright, you're now dead. You're now dead. And that fight went very well. And we're actually making pretty good time, all things considered. I think we will just take the mana eruption here. That seems fine. Upgrading this to Reflect 3, I think still doesn't do enough to speed things up. I think we just upgrade the other Depth Focus, because it's still just very good. And I think we cut one of the improvises. I don't think we need 3. Alright, so our boss is Maw, which means we need to fight this. And ideally we want to fight Marsh Elementals, but it doesn't look like that's in the cards. Yeah, there's no way for us to fight Marsh Elementals. So I think we will fight a Mollusk, because that seems fine. And I don't hate getting into Hidden, because we do tend to... do whatever. Alright. 1x2. Oh no! I don't think that actually matters this fight, but... More mighty. Very good. Yeah, we're taking damage here. Alright, let's get weak applied. I think we are going to copy that, because I think we just want the shield. Bonk. You're already upgraded. Guess we just upgrade that. One, two, and 3. And instant accelerator. 1 hit. Upgrade the Wall of Thorns, why not? Upgrade focus. Miss. And install. And lots of mana. Okay, you can't hide this time. Regrowth isn't actually the worst. And then the question becomes, do we want to go for these or do we want to go for this? I think these could actually be good. I think these drop a couple cards that I would like to have. Let's start working on you. Right, that's all the cards I can afford to draw. Because if I draw any more cards, I am in trouble. Alright, and we can go whomp. Actually works out pretty well. This guy's going to be a problem, though. Potentially. Whoops, I meant to play that. Let's see what's on top. Mystic Ritual, we are definitely not playing that again. Alright. Yeah, that seems okay to play again. Although the Hobble also would have been pretty good to have played again, just to be safe. Yeah, that's just going to reduce statuses. And we just pitch that. Yeah, and this is the big hit that is the problem. Especially if we don't have Hobble up, which right now we do not. We are just on plan. Hope that we find things. Looks like that's going to be a no. We are just going to have to eat so much damage. And there's not a ton we can do. Which is why I have been avoiding this fight, is that like that turn is a beating. Yeah, one day basically added, I think one day added the mollusk to just specifically screw with Dirtle Anna to some extent. And it works. It does indeed mess with me. I mean, it may not actually be personal. It may have been added for completely unrelated reasons. It just feels like. Lots of wits. Lots of mana boost. Okay. Goodbye. There is Hobble, and there is Wall of Thorns, which are very good considering this Dirk is about to take a bunch of turns. Alright. Got out without taking too much damage so far. so much shock. But critically, we're not taking any actual damage here. And so we get that kill. And that is not... This is, I think, the only of the 4 cards that can drop that we did not want. So that's something. Fortunately, we get to run it back and hope that we get 75% chance. So there are 2 cards that we really want. There's a 50% chance that we get a great card. And then a lower chance that we get an okay card. Oh, I should have. I can't count. Don't have enough room in my hand still. And we're copying this hobble. Because I want to ensure that we keep weak up. I think we may just copy the hobble again. I really want to just make sure that we never run out of weak. Because that is how we, because I really, really do not want to get bushwhacked for 40 damage again. And that's how we do that. That's how we ensure that that doesn't happen. See what we get. Oh. Okay. Let's just tag you for some damage. I could actually just draw back this. Oh. Got me very close to this kill. Ugh. And I took damage because I was not paying attention and I got hit by that. And Opportunist is up again. And that trips. It's obnoxious. This gets me the kill, but it also trips this. But I think it's worth it. Oh no, it doesn't, because we don't have enough strikes. That's kind of funny. Switch that. We can actually do that again. Triggers we have to have room in our hand. All right. Play vulnerable first. Whack for several damage. All right. Damage. Damage. I should have played this to just get back the escalating, because I think that would have killed. Now this is the big turn. But fortunately, oh, we have a weak this time. Just copy that. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to copy. Ah, well, that's what I get for clicking quick. Alright. We take a manageable amount of damage. See, if we do this, we can actually justify potentially playing that. Just have to have room in our hand. And now that's very easy to justify playing. Okay. So we've got a lot of powerful on this jerk. I think we're actually going to copy probably this. Yeah, okay. So now we only actually take the one turn because then you die to the blue. Alright, that worked out. Yeah, that's not really the one I wanted to see most, but it actually does some work for us. And I don't think we want that. I don't think we want that. I think we're good. Event. Okay, we did not get the free upgrade here. It's a little unfortunate, but... I believe this will once again not quite trip. Yep. See what we get out of that. Oh, whoops. I had to play that first in order to get the what I wanted. It's fine. It's all fine. This fight is potentially a problem, just because it's kind of a nightmare of a fight in terms of what is in it. Copy the focus. Bonk. There's that curse again. What's on top? Drain life. That's not really what I'm looking for. Let's see what we get out of this. Okay, that's actually perfect. Because now we can just do this and that. Freeze almost everything. Which is good because this is when all that powerful comes out from you. I'm not actually certain if I've seen the actual fight here before. Because I am so used to getting... do that. No. What if you didn't hit me? Okay. Those jerks are still a problem. But I can draw that back, which... yeah, I think that was worth it. It means that I take damage here, but... upgrade this, because now I can regrowth it. Right, there's the hobble, which is one of the things I was really looking for. That massively reduces the incoming damage. I would love to have a shield generation here, but I don't. Alright, that'll do. Alright, take some damage, but not too much damage. So much hobbling. cleanse off some of those problems. Tag you for a lot of damage. And you can just take the Mind Seed. That fight was not worth the effort. Let's see how this goes. Alright, I think we want to draw 6. Although, that was kind of a poor choice with that sitting there. So we're going to play that. Going to upgrade that. Dome you. And then getting that plated. So we are going to explode for a little bit, but you know it's worth it. Because I said it is. Editor's note, it was not worth it. Copying that seems pretty good though. Freeze. So this is the turn that I would really like to have frozen. Because this is the turn that all of the whatever comes out. See what we get? Okay. So this actually works out. Because I'm going to do this. As silly as that feels. And now I'm only going to have 3 curse, which is an amount of curse that I can probably deal with. And also, yeah, now we're taking some damage, but 1 down. We are still cursed. Our enemies are also cursed, although not as much as we would like. Don't think it is worth upgrading that. That's worth it. Draw. Okay, no mana, so just play weak. We are taking some damage here, but it's not too bad. And we can heal it back. We're not even going to explode. We narrowly avoid exploding. More cleansing. Okay, we are going to explode here though, probably. Yeah, so this blows us up, but it kills us. Okay, so we don't actually have to even deal with exploding. Cleanse. Yes, that is very important. This seems more important than that. And then Is there anything I need to cut here? I think the regrowth has been very underwhelming. So I'm trying to think through the rest of my route. So, I think we go this way. Because I think that's the safest route, and it's not particularly safe, but I think it's the safest. This is very unfortunate. We're just going to have to eat a bunch of curse right off the bat. Alright. We can at least, yeah, see what we can get. 1 purity. And 1 cleanse. Alright, I think we upgrade that. Which doesn't give us another cleanse, but it does, at least. Give us more shield, which doesn't hurt. Oh, I should have played this. I wasn't thinking. Takes a slight damage. Alright. Play that. Bonk. Let's copy that. I think we're willing to pay that very, very high price. Because it does a lot of damage. Unfortunately, we are now going to get doomed. I don't think it was quite worth playing that other thing, misfortune. Hooray for actually getting to steal shield. One off. Forgot to use my scroll of recall. See what we get. See what we get. Oh, not enough room in hand. I think treasure hunt we don't really care about. Some shocks out. Sure. I think cleansing twice makes sense. We are at 3 doom. But I believe we are also now at only needing 1 who's in what in order to win. Alright, I think we win. Yeah, now we definitely win. And without even taking any damage. It's only slightly close as far as the doomed counter goes. Arcane Silence is great. we'll absolutely upgrade that. That will make the maw fight a bit easier. And then I think aside from that, we are good to go. So yeah, I think, so basically it comes down to whether or not we think we can handle this fight. I think the answer is no. I think we'd rather handle this fight. Because the bog golems and the mollusks, I legitimately think they are enough harder than other enemies that just avoiding them is your best bet if you're trying to win. If you're just trying to win runs. And you don't have much stuff yet. Pop, and pop, and pop. No longer vulnerable, thank you. All right. Get some shield. Get more curse. You are an opportunist, so we do not want to draw more cards. But we do want to pop off some of your buffs. Hey, we had just enough reflect left. Oh, I should have played this. We can just do 2 of these. We can afford to draw a little bit more. Yeah, this bat guy is getting pretty good, getting pretty dangerous. See. All right, bonk bonk. And now, just a matter of finishing out this fight. Which is largely a matter of finding some damage. We do get some damage out for free from our curse. Well, let's draw some cards. This jerk has a bunch of evasion, but we can just kill through it. Kaboom. I don't hate that. It's not super useful. It's not useless. I think both of those are pretty useless though. And now I think we are absolutely going to go here. See what we get. Nice. I'm going to do that so I can do this. Hopefully get stuff that helps. And start the curse rolling on this guy, even though he's also going to curse himself. get out of that. Yep, we can afford to do that. Okay, this is going to draw us 3 cards. Yeah, it says that it can't draw hand limit reach, but it also can't draw because we just didn't have any other things to draw. Pitch that, play that, and just dome you. Alright, got Pridluck in that evade. Oh, we do actually have one more strike to draw. What was I thinking? Unfortunately, because of how that worked out, I didn't have any mana left to play that. Oof. Okay. Because that damage is based on how many curses, which is why that ended up being more than predicted. And we can somewhat mitigate the curse damage, but not entirely. And yeah, this is kind of why Maw is scary, because this same thing where it's like, what if we just had infinite curse? Draw. Okay, this is nice. Love to see it. And see what we draw. Okay, there's a chance that was a mana cell. Yeah, this fight is definitely hurting more than I was hoping it would. But I do not think it is going to kill us. That helps. Yeah, there goes some of that incoming curse. Get a bunch of mana. I should have copied that, but I didn't. All the ice. All right. Go ahead and I think just curse you. Yeah, we can get that kill. Question becomes, what do we upgrade? We just upgrade that. So that one's now dead. It's actually super dead. Just dies to that first. Yeah, I think I mentioned that this has been a not amazing run, but also very much not the worst run. The summon is annoying because we are about to get this kill otherwise. Now we just have to deal with the itty bitty chump. Bonk. And yes, I know we can just play this at any point. Okay. No upgrade. We'll take another cleansing shield though. Can never have too much cleanse against small. Let's go ahead and rest once just to be on the safest side. And go ahead and increase our max mana. Go ahead and do that, so if we draw another freeze, we are in good shape. Rude. Alright. Alright, let's weak you. Miss all those hits. But now we can safely draw. Because you can't do anything to me. And we're not even weak anymore. Poppity pop. And there's lethal on the front one. Let's just do that. All right. And now we take some incoming damage. Yeah, vulnerable is kind of what I was afraid of. Weak, though, does help. And we don't take much damage in return. Let's upgrade that, I guess. Let's maybe actually do this and then immediately loop back into it, which will kill the front one. And end the turn. Alright, and we are now almost at a win. I think that actually does get us the win. Yeah, because counterattack. As long as we didn't evade all three of them. Yeah, we've only got the one. Let's just go ahead and reroll. Yeah, persecute I like. I am happy to have that. Let's see what's in this. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better than the evade against this enemy specifically. I think we'll take the temporary buff because we do have enough growth that I don't think that that's that important here. That does nothing. This is not amazing. All right, let's see how this goes. I think we're going to copy that. So we draw. Question becomes like, what else do we upgrade? I think the answer is we do upgrade the drain life just because it saves us some mana. Alright, and I guess if that's the case, we will do that. Alright. I don't love that we got both of our whatever's on turn one, 2 of our cleanses on turn 1, because obviously I would ideally have gotten those like this turn. All right. Do. Go ahead and cleanse. Even more curse set up. Slowly winning the curse race. Alright, absolutely sequencing things wrong. Donk, donk, donk. Not really what I was hoping to see. Donk, donk, donk. And yes, I think that was worth it, because escalating the onslaught is pretty good. Even if it does end up costing us. That's what we get. Now though, I don't want to go above 7 curse. That's a little excessive. Rather find some cleanse first. There is some cleanse. Let's see if we can find an upgrade stone. Because if we can upgrade this, that'd be great. Cleanse is also, or sorry, copy is also good. Oh, I should have emptied the hand first. Alright, cleanse, cleanse, cleanse. Makes this a lot easier. And yeah, that seems okay as a way to get some damage. Just copy this curse. Weak. There goes all of our shield, but we got a lot of curse out. Like I said, we are absolutely winning this curse war, which is where we want to be. Which makes sense, because if the alternative is losing. But I would like to get more cleanse. Looks like we are not going to have any luck on finding more cleanse right now. Cleanse. Draw cards. Cleanse. Poppity poppity. Absolutely, we'll copy that. And that makes me willing to do that. I think I am actually willing to go all the way. Alright. And that is a win. Alright, and let's just go ahead and cleanse that off. Get the kill. Get the end of run screenshot. And yeah, so that was, so I think it was our first actual level 2 win. No, because Solon was level 2. So yeah, things are going pretty well. We are now at, we had to retry Merle once, but we got, that's now 3 of them on the first try, which seems pretty good. And we can even buy another forge upgrade. Let's get more regen harness. I really like regen harness, especially because we're about to be doing Dorophus. So next up, a Dorophus. And that is it for this video, though. I will see you guys next time. Toodles.